Peter, tell me, what are the best recommendations from your side? I know there's gazillions of flowers out there,
No.
but the best recommendations, the top 5, 6, 7 flowers that you recommend, and why, and how specifically do you advise it and how to look after it? I see you've bought some flowers, so I'm hoping you'll go through it and educate, remind some people out there that, you know, are also not too familiar with, you know, some of the flowers out there. In the spirit of Mom's Day, it wouldn't be fun if people have watched the podcast this far as a little treat. If they're a mom and they come to you and they're a first-time customer and they subscribe to the I Love Fourways podcast show, would you give them 50% discount?
Absolutely. Why don't we do that? Let's just.
That'll be awesome. It's great to have the opportunity to discuss with somebody who is very clued up with flowers, and Peter's going to share some ideas and best practices, or making our Mother's Day just an extra bit memorable, and some tips and tricks from the experts himself. How long have you been doing it now for, Peter?
I've probably been doing it for close to about 30 years.
Wow.
So it's been a hell of a ride. There's so many ways you can do it, and I'm thrilled to be here. Absolute pleasure to pop in and have a chat and see how we can make mothers even more special.
Well, I'm absolutely delighted you're here, and I'm hoping to get out as much information as what I can.
Absolutely.
So to give some folks some tips when they want to perhaps spoil their moms on Mother's Day.
There's just an abundance of variety of different flowers. I mean, obviously roses are always going to be special because they evoke a lot of emotions and feeling into everybody. So roses are generally quite a good one to use for Mother's Day.
Tell me on roses. We know the famous red rose. A different color roses.
Well,
is there
roses are red ones generally is obviously
Love.
for love. So that would be from a husband to his wife.
Okay.
So it still pertains to Mother's Day. Yes, and roses do have special meanings, like yellow, for instance. Yellow rose would be friendship.
Okay.
White roses, joy, purity, tranquility. Pink roses means joy, friendship. Purple rose, for instance, that is love at first sight. So if you've met somebody for the first
purple roses. Hey?
Yeah, no, they're very, very beautiful, very unique as well.
Sorry, you said love at first sight.
Yes.
Purple roses. That's why you don't see them.
Love at first sight. They come in a sort of variation, kind of a purpley lilac color.
Yeah.
So they've obviously gone with that name just to, so love at first sight, you give somebody purple roses.
So that's roses. Thank you for the context about roses. That's a lovely little introduction. Next on the list, we want to talk Mom's Day. What do you recommend?
As we go into winter, we start getting a lot more variety of flowers as well. Like for instance, these beautiful tulips I've got here. So these are like a variegated tulip. So tulips also come in different colors. You get light pink, cerise, you get a purple one, you get yellow, orange. And because it's like I say, we're going into winter now, there's a lot more variety.
I'm learning, but obviously tulips come in a whole different range of colors.
Yes,
right?
they do.
Is the correlation between the rose colors the same as tulip colors, or is it a different field of thought now?
It's pretty much, you might not get as many colors in the tulips as you do in the roses.
Okay. And for Mom's Day specifically, it's interesting you brought orange and yellow. So what?
Orange and yellow is sort of associated with like a warm color.
Okay. Warmth in winter.
Winter.
Okay.
So,
and I love the green. It brings out the color.
Greenery is called Europe's. And it's just a nice filler. But the interesting thing with tulips is they look beautiful on their own, whether you mix them up with a little bit of greenery, but they do look magnificently on their own.
We've done roses, we've done tulips. What's next?
I've also brought along these beautiful mixed flowers, called as country flowers.
Country flowers.
Cottage flowers.
Cottage flowers.
So cottage flowers generally is just a mix of sort of all sorts of flowers. It doesn't really matter what you put in them, but they're just nice and bright and cheerful. I say country flowers is just, you can put anything and all sorts into a bouquet, mix them up, match them as
Okay.
you want, and your mum will be very, very happy with them.
Okay, cool. That's country
It's
flowers.
country
All
flowers or
right.
cottage flowers.
Cottage flowers. So is it country or cottage flowers?
It's the same. It's the same thing.
Super. What have you got lined up for us next, Peter?
So Warrick, next we've got some beautiful proteas. I brought along the pink emperor. Grab one out there.
This is infamous in South Africa.
Yes,
Okay,
it's local to South Africa, and it's probably South Africa is known for its love of proteas. So it's kind of falls under the fynbos. It's also part of the protea family.
Very South African.
Very South African.
Okay. So far, you've shared some fantastic little ninja tricks and tips and what have you. So, what's next? What are you
I brought along also some other flowers that are quite popular during the Mother's Day period, which are lilies, or St. Joseph lilies as we call them.
St. Joseph, okay, that's very long, yeah. St. Joseph lilies.
They also the kind of more on the top of the list of lilies, and then sunflowers again.
Oh,
sunflowers
famous
are
sunflowers in South Africa. Yes, we love sunflowers, Peter.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That should brighten up any mom's day.
Yes.
So whether you know, knee-high size or whether a grown adult, your mom will absolutely adore and love sunflowers.
Seasonal? Excuse my ignorance, but
They pretty
remind
much
me.
they pretty much throughout the year. Again, some months they get a little bit low in availability.
So when's the best to buy sunflowers? What month is
I'd
the best
probably
one?
say the best to buy sunflowers would be from round about, I'd say February.
Okay, Peter, you've educated this bachelor, and I hope some folks out there learned something from you from being here today. I think just for fun, I don't know if you're going to do it or not, but in the spirit of Mom's Day, it wouldn't be fun if people have watched the podcast this far as a little treat. If they're a mom and they come to you and they're a first-time customer and they subscribe to the I Love Fourways podcast show, would you give them 50% discount?
Absolutely. Why don't we do that? Let's just
That'll be awesome.
Let's just make them day extra special, and yeah, let's give them a discount.
That'll be awesome. So well, I'm sure there'll be T's and C's, but bottom line, if they're a mom and they subscribe to the I Love Fourways show, they get 50% discount on their first purchase. Absolutely. That's awesome, man. to all the moms out there, that's all something special. Yeah, that'll be lovely. So, Peter, just from me to you, thank you for your time and sharing what you did. I hope some folks out there learned something. I certainly did. There are many things that you, from a heartstring of how to choose flowers, the colors, the significance, the meaning behind it. So thank you for your time. And
an absolute pleasure, Warrick. Thanks for having me. Yeah, and let's just love each other. Let's treat our moms extra special this upcoming Mother's Day. And yeah, no, it's been wonderful being here and just enjoying it.
I guess from Peter and myself, like, we wish all the moms in our local community we wish them a fantastic Mother's Day. I hope it's a memorable one, and taking some tips from here, it even more extra wonderful.
Absolutely. And let them have a very, very special day. And we hope to see you all in store as well. Come check out the flowers.